Well, the Arizona Cardinals finally fired head coach Jonathan Gannon after this miserable 3-14 season. I'm Craig Fouhy. He's Collin Harmon. No surprises with the firing. I guess the big surprise in this one was Gannon and his coaching staff were gone, but GM Monty Ossenford is still around.
I just don't understand that. I'm going to say that till I'm blue in the face here, but the fact that you had this fork in the road for the Cardinals, obviously the Kyler Murray situation being what it is.
Yep.
We all knew this was kind of the end of the line for him. I don't know how you put that all back together,
right?
With the feelings that have been hurt, how the fan base feels about him. We've seen it for 6.5 years now,
yeah,
7 full years. It feels like that ship has sailed. And so when the head coach is gone because they're not competitive in the division, the roster talent isn't there, despite what they say in the press conference today.
Right.
The wins bear that out, and they're getting lapped by everybody else in the division.
Yeah.
It just seems like a perfect opportunity to clean house. Cardinals don't want to be in this position. I understand that. But here they are at a Black Monday again for the second time in, 4 years?
Yeah.
And to keep the GM on board, I don't think there's a strong enough track record with Monty Ossenfort.
Doesn't seem like
to
it.
say, yep, he's the guy to lead the direction of the future. Certainly not when it's, hey, you got to find the quarterback of the future, the head coach of the future. You got to be able to develop that quarterback of the future.
Right.
Never mind, this is a franchise that has never been able to draft and develop a quarterback for the long haul.
No, exactly. Listen, Collin, they started this season with 2 wins, right? Over the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers, who at that time were miserable teams, right? And now Carolina kind of salvaged a season out of this thing, 8-9, if you can call it that. But the Panthers finished with a respectable record. The New Orleans Saints not. They're 1-14 since then. They are 3-15 in 3 seasons against NFC West opponents. That's not good in any book, in any ledger. And Michael Bidwell said it over and over again. It came down to wins and losses, right? And wins and losses. Nobody's more frustrated than I am. He kept repeating, we're frustrated. The team's frustrated. The coaching staff was frustrated, but it's time to move on. But he didn't move on from his general manager. I even asked Monty Ossenfort today at the press conference, you invested a ton into the defense last year in the offseason through free agency and the draft. Was that frustrating for you to see that not come to fruition? And he said, oh, look, I was frustrated about everything, whether it was defense or offense, special teams, whatever, I was frustrated. But this is the same guy that spent money on the defense that didn't have any results on the defensive side of the ball. They regressed in 2025. He didn't do anything for the offense. The offense was miserable in 2025. Special teams weren't good. And you're going to bring him back to build this roster again? I know he inherited a mess from Steve Keim.
It was a disaster.
It was a disaster. And he's rebuilt the roster and kind of managed to get it back in salary cap heaven. But you're bringing him back?
That's what's surprising. Obviously the national viewpoint of this was that Jonathan Gannon might be safe. And I think if he had, I know they went into this year of playoffs or bust.
Right.
We thought had they won 6-7 games, I think he still would have survived.
I agree.
The way Michael Bidwell phrased it today was kind of like a light bulb moment. We've been talking, they lost 14 of their last 15.
Right.
He said, we have not won a game since week 2 of the NFL season.
Yeah.
When he put it in that perspective, how could a head coach and a coaching staff survive?
You can't.
They've lost so many games, and they talk about, we kept fighting the 1-score games. We've talked about it all year. To me, that says coaching.
That's right.
If you have enough guys to hang in games,
right,
but you can't manage to pull them out.
Correct.
At some point, that boils down to coaching. And so I guess I'm surprised that Michael Bidwell pulled the trigger. I'm not surprised why they did. We've been talking about how this needed to happen.
Had to.
I didn't necessarily think that it would happen with him today, but I'm shocked that if you're going to make the move, that it wouldn't be to clean house entirely.
Right.
This
I agree.
half in, half out makes zero sense to me, because now when you look at, again, drafting a quarterback, I hope they don't do it with the 3rd overall pick. I don't think the draft class is remotely strong enough.
Nope.
All the anticipation, the hype that this class had going into the college football season backfired in the biggest way possible.
Right.
There's no one there that I'm like, yep, that's the guy. There's no Joe Burrow at 2019 LSU that's coming out of the draft class this year.
Do you try to move up to 1 and get Fernando Mendoza?
No, I don't know if I necessarily trust him to be the guy either. They have so many holes, despite what they say of, the rosters, we flip the roster, it's competitive enough. The offensive line's a disaster.
They are.
The defensive line, despite what they spent on it in draft capital and free agent acquisitions and money in the offseason didn't pan out the way they wanted to. The safeties are getting a lot older in Jalen Thompson and Budda Baker.
Yep.
The wide receivers, obviously, there's Michael Wilson was one of the very few bright spots of the season, and he was a breakout star, but you spent a 4th overall pick on Marvin Harrison Jr. 2 drafts ago, and that has not panned out yet. I'm not necessarily ready to call him a bust yet.
No,
but
not yet.
We're trending in that direction
we
because it has not been good through 2 seasons.
Trey McBride is outstanding, right?
That wasn't a Monty draft pick, though.
It was not. No, I agree. It was not. And Trey's been outstanding, the best player on the offensive side of the ball. James Conner is an aging running back, even though he's hurt, and people are saying we can't wait to get James back. He's over 30, and running backs seem to go to running back 100%. Heaven after 30. They don't last that long. So this roster is still depleted, in my opinion, despite the injuries. They went through 80 different guys playing a game, right? I get that. The most in the NFL. But other teams have struggled through injuries as well. And so, again, it is what it is. Monty Osfort's coming back. He's going to try and rebuild this thing. First job on his plate is hire a head coach. And he said today, it's going to be a long process because there are rules in place, which we know he violated his first year with the Cardinals by tampering with Jonathan Gannon. He can't talk to certain guys until they're done with the playoffs, right? And there's windows when they can interview guys. The question is, who is the person that's going to come in here and change this franchise? They have had 7 winning seasons since they moved here in 1988. Out of 38 years, 7 winning seasons. The facility, which we were at all day today, we've been at for years, is deplorable at best, right? It's an average building for a high school. It's not great for a pro team. And yes, they're going to build a new facility in North Phoenix, expected to open in 2028. That'll be nice. But what coach wants to come into this situation with the existing GM who built this roster and lost, a facility that's not up to par across any NFL standards, and you've got to replace literally everybody in that building, from the training staff, the strength staff, the coaching staff, nutrition. I mean, everybody's got to go. You've got to, and who wants to take that job?
That's the thing. And again, not to just beat this like a dead horse, but to go back to everyone starting on the same timeline between head coach, quarterback, and general manager. Right. What head coach worth of salt is going to sign on with a lame duck GM? Let's call it what it is.
It is.
If they have another disastrous year, Monty's got to go. He doesn't get another 4-year run.
No, I don't think so.
Run.
No, you get a new head coach in place, and it's not his fault.
And a new general manager wants their guy.
Yep, that's correct.
So, and then you have the flip side of it is, okay, Michael Bidwell's got a history of, and he didn't want to commit to anything today in terms of he was asked point blank about spending top dollar for a top head coach, and he wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
No.
We know that he likes to go on the cheap with young, inexperienced, first-time head coaches. Mm-hmm. I don't know where they go here with the head coach because I've been saying since the middle of the season when we knew this thing was a disaster and they needed to blow everything up. I'm done with the first-time head coaches. Yep. This is a franchise that needs an experienced head coach. They've done this rendition so many different times now. Right. It hasn't worked. Nope. Time to try something new.
Sean Payton came in when they hired John Gannon and was here for 2 or 3 days and walked away and said, no, thanks. I'm not a big fan of the facility. He's not a big fan of the franchise. He went to Denver. Look where they're at right now. Number 1 seed in the AFC.
To the playoffs twice. You look at everybody outside of Frank Reich, who was fired after his first year, and then Shane Steichen, who was the Eagles GM or offensive coordinator when Gannon was the defensive coordinator there, hired at the same time. They were on a great path until Daniel Jones got hurt. Every other coach that was hired in that cycle has been to the playoffs, most of them multiple times at this point already. So when Michael Bidwell is talking, hey, we've seen teams 1 or 2 years later, all of a sudden they're entirely flipped and competitive. You look at the Patriots, how quickly they've turned around. The Broncos, 14-3 with the number 1 seed in the AFC. It is possible.
And Mike Bidwell said, I want to win in year 1. I don't want to win in year 2 or 3. I want to win in year 1. So he's looking for a winning season next year from a guy who to come in here and try and turn this thing. Now, the good news is, the silver lining for Cardinal fans is you have the number 3 pick overall, which means in the rounds, those picks rotate every round. So they're 1, 2, 3 in the first round, then it's 2, 3, 1 in the second round, then it's 3, 2, 1 in the third round, then it goes back 1, 2, 3. So they're going to have a top 3 pick in every round of the draft. But do you trust Monty Ossenfort to pick the right guys for this roster?
I think you look at the track record. Let's start at the beginning. The 2023, his first class was by far the best class he's had. Paris Johnson was their first pick.
Yep.
B.J. Ojulari was a second rounder. He's been injured, but there's still hope and promise that he can turn into something. Garrett Williams has been good again, when he's healthy. Michael Wilson, he was a third-round pick. It took 2.5 years and a quarterback to finally look his direction and maybe an offensive game plan and say, hey, don't just run like 5-yard hitches on one side of the field.
Exactly.
And this guy can actually do something. And then they got Dante Stills late in the 6th round, who has been a nice depth piece. Nothing to write home about, but it's worked out. You look at 2024, and that's when, year 2, we always talk about that's the biggest jump, year 1 to year 2. That's when guys should start to pop, for lack of a better term. They had 7 picks in the first 3 rounds.
They had a number of picks.
How many do you think have even remotely worked out?
In 24, that 24 draft class, I'm going to say 1, maybe 2. Am I close?
I would say 1.
I'm going to think of
Marvin
names.
Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Darius Robinson.
Yep.
Max Melton.
Yep.
Trey Benson.
Yep.
Isaiah Adams. Tip Ryman. Elijah Jones.
Okay, so there's some guys that have seen minutes. There's guys that have seen some playing time and have shown flashes, right, that they may develop. But that goes back to the coaching staff and the reason they're not here. They couldn't develop any talent. They couldn't develop these guys. The offensive line literally regressed this year. Players regressed. I don't know what they were coaching or how they were doing it. We're out at practice, but we don't hear all the stuff that they're saying. But guys regress. Some of those guys in that draft class could turn into potentially good players. Max Melton has shown flashes.
He essentially got benched at the end of the year.
Yeah, Darius Robinson.
Darius Robinson hasn't shown anything. They're talking about late in this year 2. Marvin Harrison's been way too inconsistent for a 4th overall pick. Trey Benson didn't do anything year 1.
Nope.
He had a brief snippet of being the guy once James Conner went down before he got hurt, and that ended his season. Isaiah Adams has been a turnstile at offensive lineman. Tip Ryman's a good blocking tight end, and he added a lot to the run game.
Yes. He got hurt, and now we got a chance to talk to Tip today. He's hoping to be ready to go this spring.
4th rounder, Dadrian Taylor Demerson, otherwise known as Rabbit, who is another one that panned out. Outside of that, though, there hasn't been anything. And then you look at the free agent signings that have been made. And granted, again, I don't hold Monty to that as much as I do the draft because he was trying to get out of salary cap hell that he was left from Steve Keim. But you look that, again, 2024, Mac Jones was the only free agent signing that they really went after. This year, they tried to swing some more. Jacoby Brissett was a good backup signing and ended up, obviously, got a ton of run at the end of the year.
He'll probably be the starter next year.
Josh, I have no problem with him being the bridge quarterback, but you have to have a plan for the future.
Correct.
And I don't know that I trust Monty to find that guy. I don't know that they find the right people to develop because developing with the last regime was obviously a problem.
And let me just give you some perspective on that quarterback side of things. It is the most important position in all of sports, in my opinion, right?
Without question.
You go as your quarterback goes, whether it's high school, junior high school, college, professional. But it's also the most difficult position to find. Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Aaron Rodgers sat on the bench behind Brett Favre forever. I mean, it is such a difficult position to evaluate and find that guy.
Absolutely.
And so there's a lot of teams over the years that have swung and missed 100,000 times on quarterback. But when you do find that one guy, you're in the playoffs. You got a chance, right? And so does Monty have that ability to decipher who that next guy is going to be? And is there somebody, maybe it's not this year, maybe Jacoby Brissett's the bridge quarterback, like you mentioned. Keaton Slovis comes back as a backup, and they find a guy in next year's draft, the 27 draft class.
I mean, but again, that's another year where you're just basically planning on tanking to get a high draft pick for a quarterback potentially.
That could very well be. And Mike Bidwell said he wants to win next year. He wants to win. He's tired of losing. So who comes in? And there's a bunch of lists out there, right? Who comes in to replace Jonathan Gannon? And I'm just bringing these closer so I can see them.
I laughed out loud at the betting odds on Bet Online, I believe it was, having Drew Petzing as the 4th best odds.
Drew Petzing's on the list.
The offensive coordinator that the entire fan base wanted fired 4 weeks into the season.
I'm seeing different ones at different sites, and I see Clint Kubiak, right, as an option, the Seahawks offensive coordinator.
I think he's great. I think he's the only real offensive genius to come out of this class. I don't think it's a great coaching class that's out there.
No.
But I don't see any shot of him coming here. You know, he's the offensive coordinator in Seattle right now.
And things are rolling in Seattle.
Going in the division, knowing how hard the other teams are in the division. Who would sign up for that? They don't have a plan at quarterback for the future.
Right.
You're, again, coming into a GM that's been here.
Yep. Bookies.com has Joe Brady, the Bills' offensive coordinator, as the number one, if 17.4% chance. Now, you just mentioned why Clint Kubiak wouldn't want to come. Maybe Joe Brady, who's sitting there with a pretty darn good quarterback in Buffalo, doesn't necessarily want to come to the desert unless he wants sunshine over snow and rain. So maybe he's one. Mike McCarthy pops up on a number of lists, the former Dallas coach. And
I've actually been very interested in that one.
Yeah.
Since midway through the season.
An experienced guy.
And he got run out of Green Bay and Dallas because he wasn't winning Super Bowls.
Right.
But he churned out a double-digit win seasons like it was his job. And the biggest thing with him is his track record of finding, developing quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of things line up, but I don't think with Monty Ossenfort staying on board, and I think with Michael Bidwell's track record of let's call a spade,
right,
hiring cheaper, young and inexperienced first-time head coaches. I don't want to say yes, men, but you get where I'm going with this.
Absolutely.
Mike McCarthy is a guy that's been in multiple spots, seen different ownership, and hey, those types of coaches, you got to think they're coming in saying, "This, I want this." I'm doing this. That's what Sean Payton,
the Sean Payton thing,
is a coach like that coming in to a GM that he's going to inherit instead of, "Hey, I'm coming in with my GM tandem," and I totally understand you need that cohesion,
right?
That's why I think this whole thing is it makes for a rocky transition, no matter what road they're going down. Yeah. This was a perfect opportunity to start over. Whatever you feel about Monty Ossenfort.
No,
it just seemed like a perfect crossroads to do that, to make a clean break, and they didn't, and I'm nervous about what that looks like moving forward.
Yeah, Jeff Hafley is mentioned as he's the Packers defensive coordinator currently. Clayton Adams was mentioned in one of the lists I saw. He was a former offensive line coach here with Gannon for 2 years, and then took the offensive coordinator job with the Cowboys, and actually worked with Monty Ossenfort in Tennessee. So they have a history. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Monty bring in Clayton Adams for an interview. Whether he gets a job or not, left to be seen. But I think Mark McCarthy, you need somebody with experience, somebody that has a solid background, like you said, understanding what it takes to play quarterback at this level, being able to develop players, which Mike McCarthy clearly has done in his career. But again, you're going to go with a first-time head coach, some guy that comes in here again.
Sign me up for John Harbaugh if the Ravens decide to part ways with him.
Yeah, I was all in on Harbaugh when it was mentioned earlier today. But Cliff Kingsbury shows up on the list. Kenny Dillingham shows up. Vance Joseph shows up. Matt Nagy, Lou Anarumo. I mean,
just all guys that have already worked here or interviewed here.
Or interviewed here, yeah. Brian Flores shows up, Vikings defensive coordinator. I don't think you're going to go with another defensive guy. And even though Monty Ossenfort said that's not important, they want the best coach for the job, I still think we're looking at an offensive guy just because of where they're coming from.
That's what the NFL is, though, now. You look at everybody. The last defensive head coach to win a Super Bowl was Bill Belichick, the 2019 Patriots. You look, the Eagles, the Chiefs multiple times, the Rams, the Bucks with Bruce Arians.
Yep.
You look at 6 of the 7 playoff teams in the NFC. They're offensive coaches. The only one that's not is Mike McDonald, who's the number 1 seed for Seattle.
Yeah.
It's a little more defensive heavy in the AFC, but still the majority of the playoff teams are offensive head coaches. That's just where the league has gone.
Well, and it goes back to what we said before. The most important position of all of sports is quarterback, right? And so you need a coach. And again, you're married to that guy, right? You as a head coach are married to your quarterback. Like it or not, that's your future as a head coach. Can you find another Sean McVay? Can you find one of those guys out there?
I mean, he wasn't even like 30 years old when they hired him. So like they took a shot and they hit the jackpot on that.
Exactly.
They took a big swing and it paid off big.
Yep.
But yeah.
How about Kevin Stefanski? Guy who just got fired.
I'll say this: he has not handled the quarterback situation well in Cleveland at all.
Nope.
I'm not a Stefanski detractor by any stretch of the imagination. He's going to get a head coaching job somewhere.
Yeah.
I think with where the Cardinals are at quarterback wise and his quarterback track record in Cleveland of either having guys in the building that they let walk, or the whole disaster they've had of the Dylan Gabriel, the Deshaun Watson, the Joe Flacco, the Shador Sanders. That's just that's not something I want to touch with a 10-foot pole now. When the quarterback position is they
had 5 quarterbacks in
premier problem for the Arizona Cardinals.
I agree with you, and that's going to be the tough part about this is who do you find that wants this job? It's a head coaching job in the NFL. Those are precious. There's 32 of them. That's it. So somebody's going to want the job.
And it's a far better position. I'll say that about Jonathan Gannon. He did leave this place in a much better position. I know 3-14 is a disaster.
Right.
And again, you had to move on from him based off of how non-competitive you were against your division foes. But it is in a better place.
No.
Ross, just where they were at.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a huge you need to get rid of Cliff Kingsbury guy.
No, I wasn't either. I didn't think Cliff did a terrible job here.
But that's more of an indictment on Steve Keim and just where they left this roster.
Yeah, and Cliff came in as a first-time head coach out of college. He'd never even coached at the NFL level. So now he's in Washington. He's on the top of everybody's list as the next head coach in all the 6 positions that are open. So that's the way it goes. But I think they do need to find an offensive guy. I think they do need to have somebody that can develop a quarterback, find a quarterback, pick one out and say, this guy can make it. And that's not easy to do.
No, it is not.
No, it is not.
If it is, the Cardinals would have done it once in their franchise history here in the Valley, and they haven't been able to do that.
And I will say this about Jonathan Gannon. He's a guy that I would have enjoyed coaching with. I liked the guy. There wasn't anything that I didn't like about John Gannon. It was just they couldn't win. And if they would have won that, remember the 5-game losing streak when they were losing by 1 score, 3 points, 1 point, 2 points. If they could have won 3 or 4 of those, he'd probably still be here. Probably still have his job.
Again, you just basically needed to not go 3-14 and set the franchise record for losses. A franchise that's been around for more than 100 years
125
and have the worst mark ever, then you probably would have survived it. I said it earlier in the year, though, and I believe this to be true as well. I think there's something to having personality being easier to stomach the losses. Again, it comes down to wins and losses.
Yep, it does, always.
But the rinse and repeat of the same message,
was bad.
That's what pissed off the fan base.
That was bad.
And that's what's hard to sell to the fan base of bringing Jonathan Gannon and his staff back for another year. We got the same thing for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
And that's year 3. What was going to change?
Right.
And so, again, wins change everything. And you could have that personality. And again, he was different by what the players said behind closed doors and what he showed publicly.
Yeah.
But I think from a public PR standpoint with the fan base, just having a little personality and not doing the same thing. Not to bring everything back to Kenny, but you look at him, he's like crying after losses. I mean, he's like in the foxhole with the fans of like, this hurts. And it didn't feel like that with Jonathan Gannon.
We spent 5 years with Bruce Arians. He was funny, right? He was a great guy. He'd meet you anywhere and talk football all you wanted. And he was honest, right? He told you what he felt.
There's a longer leash, it feels like, that comes with that when you just, you feel it, you wear it.
Yeah. I had a coaching friend of mine who said years ago, he said, if you're a coach in the NFL or college, if you can befriend the media, become friends with the media, embrace them, not push them away, and the fans, you'll extend your tenure by a few years.
And this Gannon stuff wasn't so much a media thing as it was the fan base was done. And that's why Michael Bidwell had to make that decision today, despite what the noise had been about Gannon potentially being safe.
Yeah.
The fan base was going to revolt next year if they decided to bring this staff back and have absolutely zero chains whatsoever.
It also kind of tells you how the national media was out of touch with the Cardinals situation, because they all said, oh, Gannon's coming back. We think Gannon will be back. And it's like, not so fast. But here we go. Here we go again. This has been a roller coaster ride for a long time. It's a merry-go-round that it's a revolving door. It's just who's next, who's next.
It's a never-ending rebuild.
It is. It's a never-ending rebuild.
It's unbelievable.
The future is maybe bright with the new facility and the top draft pick, and
the Cardinals have turned into the Cowboys now. Hey, next year's our year. The next coach is our coach.